there's like a Detroit hustler breeding thing that happened, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
delivered the Detroit Free Press at a paper route
Mm-hmm.
when I was, I don't know, 10.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to think about 9, 10-year-old walking down streets and throwing papers early in the morning or early in the afternoon, it sounds a little outrageous now. But and I
Mm-hmm.
would go collect, and at that time you pick up the papers, but you also had to go to the person and collect $1, $1.25, whatever their subscription was,
Right.
in cash. And you have to walk back home.
Mm-hmm.
I shoveled snow. I cut lawns. I mean, I have 2 brothers, excuse me, 3 of us, and we were all doing this. It was like a family enterprise. I did paper route. We all did paper route.
Right.
Break up. I'm shoveling snow. We're all shoveling snow. We're all cutting the lawn. We're all raking the leaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the lady next door to me had a word processing business, and I knew how to type. I went over there. I typed for her.
Okay.
Child labor, it didn't matter. I was 14.
Right.
I take my check and I bust it down. I give my mom some. I give my brother some. I put it in my pocket. And my brothers worked. I remember my brothers turned 15. He worked at Arby's. He did the same thing. So it's always been this this hustle, this resale, this like spirit inside of me that I attribute to being part of like how I was built from where I was.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, when I was in college, I wanted a new car. I guess I could have asked my parents for it, but I went and created a business and sold that. And tech was the wave in the early 90s. .com and these type of things.
Definitely.
And tech is still the wave. I still have. We didn't even talk about my tech business. I still do a bunch of stuff in tech.
Okay.
And so I ended up in Los Angeles. So when I was in New York, I was an M&A lawyer. When I got to LA, it's this entertainment capital of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I'm going to be in entertainment. I'm more of an entertainment entrepreneur than I am anything else.
Gotcha.
I have a skill set of being an entertainment lawyer, but I make my real money and I make my real mark in creating content, selling content, packaging it, putting it together, and selling it. And so I think it's just the answer is no. I didn't plan to do this.
Right.
I wasn't. I think I've always been creative, and I was. I started college as a music major. I was a music and engineering double major. I
Yeah,
always
we played in the band together.
We played the band exactly. I've always had that. I've always been. I've always had a creative sense about myself.
Right.
I've always enjoyed art. But no, I didn't know I was going to do this. But if I was back home, I would be, I'd probably be selling cars, or building some type of tech inside a car, right?
Gotcha.
I would, if I was in Texas, I would be doing oil and gas, wherever the opportunity is. I think I would look for that.